morning, everybody. Welcome to Delicious Sunday Coffee, episode 18. Crazy. We've already done 18 episodes of this. Just thank you, everybody who's been a part of the show and the grind so far. It's been an amazing time. But today we got our friend ChoppieStix, friend of the stream, friend of mine. We've been playing Apex together for a couple months now. Play Among Us with us on Mondays. Hell of a dude, wicked funny. It's going to be a blast. Got a bunch of things I can ask him. Make sure you guys stick around for the end of the show. You can ask Choppy or me any questions you want, as long as we find them appropriate, obviously. But I'll just give you a quick background. So I usually tell you guys how I found Choppy, or the guest. Sorry, I'm still waking up. I found Choppy on Instagram. He posted something and he just randomly generated in my news feed, or like the suggested thing. I liked his video, and then he ended up liking all my shit. Did one of those spam likes, and then I hit him up, and I was like, we should do some collab, and there it is, dude. Now we're doing this. So Choppy's here today. We're gonna do the starting soon. The little coffee thing that Blindside made for me. I'll give him a shout out every time. Shout out to Blindside for that video. I love the starting up the coffee machine. But let's get to it, guys. I'll be right back.
Hey there, this is Delicious Sunday Coffee with Rhino-licious. Sit back and enjoy.
Alright, good morning, everybody. I am here today with ChoppieStix. What up, Choppy? How are you today, bro?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Rhino? Doing good. What's up, man?
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me today on Delicious Sunday Coffee. I really appreciate you, bro. But let's start off usually.
Yeah, bro, got my coffee ready?
Hell yeah, dude. Coffee. I don't...
Ready.
Let's just thinking about what we were just talking about off there. Red line, bro. Don't stay away from the red line. But usually I let the guests just start off by introducing yourself, and then I'll get going with some questions.
Yeah, no, so I'm ChoppieStix. I've been streaming for about 5 months and 9 days, actually. It makes it easy because I started off on August 1st, so
Wow.
It's easy to start off to remember. Yeah. No, I mean I'm still I've been streaming for about 5 months. Obviously, my theme is like a dojo, like a karate dojo. I've when I was younger, I got my black belt, and karate has always been a passion of mine. So I was like, I love video games, I love karate, so I just kind of merged the two together, and here we are. But yeah, that's it. I'm ChoppieStix.
ChoppieStix. Chop. Chop,
chop.
I love it. All right, so you started streaming August 1st of this year, or last year, 2020. What made you start streaming? What was the reason why you were like, Twitch?
Curiosity, honestly. I would say that's probably the biggest thing is, I think I'd always talk to my wife and my friends. Chin is someone, if anyone from my streams here, someone that I play with a lot, and Smith also someone that I played with a lot, and it was one of those things where we always talk and be like, I'd always see people's highlights, like on Apex in general. I'll be like, man, I could do that. Like this ain't that good, Yeah, Then just one day I happened to, I ran into another streamer. I was actually playing on my other account. That's probably how I met her. But I met another streamer named Arctic Bunny with 2 eyes.
Oh wait, you were playing on a Smurf account?
I was playing on a Smurf account when I met Bunny, dude. and she was really nice, and you know,
oh yeah, shout out Bunny.
You know, because she's
shout out Bunny.
Yeah, big shout out to Bunny, awesome streamer. But she, I found out she was streaming, and we were talking while we were playing, and I saw she was pretty good, and I was like, at the end of the match, we ended up dying, and I was just like, hey, you wanna run it back? Just send me an invite. I left. And literally, she sent me an invite, and then we started playing for a while longer. And she was like, "Oh, you should start streaming. You should get into this. Like, you have a personality for it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, really? Okay." And that was it. She told me kind of how she did it. And at first, I was streaming just straight off of my PS4, but that's how I got into it.
That's how we all started.
After that was it.
Oh yeah, that's how I started, bro. Right from the PS4.
Yep.
It's crazy. And then you see where we are now, right? With the cameras and the layouts, and it's just like 360, bro. That's
crazy.
It really is. It really is. So you're from Texas, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Tejas. It's funny. I meet so many people from Texas. I don't know why. I think you guys like on my Instagram. Like I get people posting from Texas all the time on my Instagram. It's very strange. I'm not sure why. I've met so many different streamers and people from Texas. You've met Flips, right? He's from Texas too. It was just very weird. It's a very weird thing.
Yeah.
So when you decided to start streaming, did you pick Twitch right away, or did you have to? Did you level any options with? I think Mixer was around in August, with Mixer, Facebook, or YouTube.
Yeah, no. Definitely, I didn't really take too much I definitely did research on it. I mean, I think everyone that kind of starts off streaming does a little bit of. At least y'all should. And I was actually leaning very heavy towards YouTube because I don't really view myself really even now as a Twitch streamer. I think I more so have the personality of a YouTuber, really. And I know I have a lot of I guess you could say I'm influenced a lot by a lot of YouTube. I've watched YouTube since I was like freaking like whenever it came out, like 10th grade. I still remember all the old school YouTube videos. I'm one of the old school YouTube fans.
Oh yeah, bro.
I draw a lot of inspiration from that. So I was leaning heavily towards YouTube, but the biggest thing was I don't have time to make videos. Like I don't have time to edit. I don't have time for that. And YouTube really isn't that supportive of just straight streaming. So I was like, well, you know, Bunny, as I previously mentioned, she streamed on Twitch. So it just kind of made it easy just to go ahead and start on Twitch. And it seemed like it would be easier to find me on Twitch versus YouTube. So that was my thinking on it.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I think that's right. Especially, I'm trying to remember. I don't think YouTube Live was as big in August. I mean, it's bigger now. So I think like the what's the word I'm trying to think of? The recognized rate. I guess we can just say recognizability. I don't know the word. I can't think of it right now. It's probably easier on Twitch than it would be on discoverability. Thank you, thank you. Recognizability. I don't know what that even. Discoverability on YouTube is probably a lot harder than it is on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So. I see that, and the networking. There's a lot more Twitch streamers than there are YouTube streamers. I mean, to this day, I would think, right? So, the networking is probably much easier to network with people that are streaming on Twitch than it would be to streaming with networking people that are on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I personally don't know how you would do that without having to go into their stream personally. Which I mean, you do that anyway on Twitch, but you know what I'm trying to get at. Like we got Instagram and stuff.
You're exactly right.
You know, like Twitch, we take all our clips, we put them everywhere. You know, we put them on YouTube, we put them on Instagram, we put them on TikTok, we put them on Twitter, we put them on Facebook, we put them everywhere, right? I mean, YouTube. I mean, you probably do that with YouTube too, but I feel like a lot of the creators on YouTube probably just go live and then they put their VOD on YouTube, maybe edit it a little bit, and that's their content. I don't know. I that's what I'm assuming. I'm probably 100% wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. YouTube was interesting to me too, so. Go ahead.
I actually love YouTube's platform. I really do. I really do wish I had more time to edit videos and whatnot. I just don't.
So like so say I'm starting to stream, right? Like just if I was deciding between YouTube and Twitch, right? What argument would you make for me to go to YouTube and stream?
I would say honestly, if you have time to make videos, if you have time to edit and put out pretty good content videos, I would say definitely you should probably pick YouTube, to be honest.
Okay.
Sorry, Twitch. But the reason why is YouTube's algorithm in terms of searchability and whatnot is just far superior versus Twitch. Whereas on Twitch, if you're playing Apex, if you're playing a game like Apex and there's literally, you know, I don't even know how many people.
40. It's like I think there was 46.
Like 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, some crazy amount of streamers. It's, you know, no one's ever gonna find you. No one ever is. You know, if you're relying solely on your stream to pick up people, it's not. You're never going to really get a whole bunch of people unless you just have badass, amazing content. Maybe. But it's just, you know, no one's going to. In order for people to follow you, people have to see you first. So if no one's even able to see you, if no one's even able to click on your name because they don't even know who you are, you know, then you know, there's nothing. No one's gonna come and find you. So that was the biggest thing really for me is with Twitch. I already knew someone that was with Twitch, Bunny, and it just made it easy for us to really kind of start off together. And I always thought, you know, if you know I didn't like it, you know, a month in, I could always switch. You know, I could always kind of change things up. But here I am 5 months later, and you know, Twitch has been really good to me. Really good. So maybe I should start talking bad. I should stop talking bad about him.
I was gonna say, bro, you're doing pretty well on Twitch. I mean, every time I go onto your stream, you got a solid view count, regardless of the game you're playing. But let's stay on this path here for a sec. Let's stay in the your origin story. Where's the name ChoppieStix come from? Now I know like karate, I get that, but like how come not like high kick or something like that? Like why is it ChoppieStix?
No, so that's actually a good question. I growing up when I was a kid, so I guess, you know, earlier I started off the stream. It's like two dreams in one, right? But I like karate and gaming. But I guess you could actually say it's more so three dreams in one. When I was a kid, my dad, we would always go to restaurants. We'd always go to Chinese restaurants. We had this one Chinese restaurant we'd go to probably twice a week called Fortunes. You get a whole plate of chicken, rice, and soup for like $6. We'd always go there. It's just the place to go.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Right. they suck now, but you don't want to eat them. But they were we would go out to eat all the time. So, and I remember my dad always he loves Asian culture. He's whiter than probably this wall right here, but he loves Asian culture. He's been to the Philippines, he's been to China, and I guess that's really where I've grown my appreciation for Asian culture too. And plus, going out to eat at all these Chinese Asian restaurants always helped. But he would always brag about how he always used chopsticks. And I remember one day I was like, why don't they name a restaurant named ChoppStix? You know, why don't? I think that's like a solid name. Like, why wouldn't you name something ChoppStix?
Right.
And it's so like growing up, I was like, oh, if I ever open up an Asian restaurant, because my mom's a damn good cook, and I was like, hey, you need to start a restaurant, Mom. You need to start a restaurant. But I've always had in my head like, oh yeah, if I were to ever start a restaurant, Asian restaurant, it would definitely be called ChoppStix. So it's so just going into streaming, I was just like, you know, ChoppStix, that's still such a cool name to me. But I didn't want to just be ChoppStix, you know. So I was like, well, how could I make it a little different? I was like, hey, ChoppieStix. Okay, I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
yeah, that was about it, really. And same thing with my PS4 account, PSN. I mean, my name on there is ChoppieStix too, so it just worked out. So.
Right. No, it's an awesome name. That's probably one of the better origin stories I've heard of someone's name on the show.
Thank you.
No, it's just such an important thing, like our names. That's how people recognize us. Like, I personally had trouble figuring out my name. I mean, my nickname's been Rhino for who knows how long, since I was like 12, wherever I was in middle school, and over the time I slowly like changed the way it was spelled. Like people used to spell RHINO, you know what I mean, or they'd spell it RHYNO. I'm not sure why people spell Rhino like that. It's not really how you spell it. So then I was like, you know what? Since these people don't know how to spell, let's just do this. We'll make it 4 letters. And we did RYNO. And my name's Ryan. So I was like, oh, all right. So Ryan, RY, Rhino, NO, you know, so Rhino. And then when I started streaming, that's what it was. Rhino TTV, OAO Rhino. I had so many different names, bro. I was one of those TTV raves for a while. And then I
hey, I came this close to doing it too, bro. I came this close.
Right? I mean, it's you know, it's tempting. But then I the whole brand thing. I don't know about you, bro, but like when you're streaming, when you first get off, like, you don't really think about it. Like, how can I brand myself? Like, that's such an important thing that I don't think it plays a role in a lot of people's heads. You know what I mean? When you first start off.
Oh, it's very important.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
very
because not only is how people recognize you, like if you say, "Oh, I'm playing with Rhinolicious," like, oh, they're like, "Oh, all right, I know that is. There's not another one." You know what I mean? Like, Rhino is actually a very widely used name. Like, it's everywhere. I didn't realize it's everywhere, but it's everywhere. Like, I mean, I've run into people in game spelled Rhino, Ryno. I thought it was unique. I thought I didn't have anybody else like that. So I was
You're like, God damn it.
yeah, dude. Well, this is how I found out, bro. So before Madden 21 came out, I was gonna do Madden Ultimate Team. That was gonna be my thing. I was gonna stream that, and I was rebranding my whole channel for it. So I searched Rhino in the Madden section on Twitch, bro, and the number one Madden streamer, his name is Rhino. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Like, how is that? Like, so I didn't. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm not doing Madden, and two, I have to rebrand. I have to rebrand completely, and that's what's important, bro. You need to have a unique brand because that's what people are gonna go by. Like, they're not gonna go watch another Rhino. They're not gonna go watch another. I don't know. I rather than random name. Headshots. You know what I mean? Just like, they're not gonna go watch another guy with the same kind of name that everybody's got. You know what I'm saying? So like, I had to think of something unique, and Rhinolicious came up, and I have no backstory to it. Like, you have that little story about, going out to Chinese restaurants with your dad.
Uh-huh.
That's nice. I have no clue why I picked Rhinolicious. It just came to my head. I was laying in bed, and I said, Jenna, I got something. And it was Rhinolicious. I was like, I don't know why, but it's delicious, bro.
Oh,
Let's
it
go.
works. It works, yeah.
No, it
No,
works.
and
Well.
it's easy to remember too. It's not like it doesn't have like and not to mess on anybody, but it doesn't have like a bunch of numbers and stuff in it too. I think that was important for me.
Yeah.
Was I didn't want to have a name where it was hard to remember. I wanted something where if I told you like once or twice, you'd probably remember it. So,
Right.
That and Rhinolicious, that was definitely one of those names where I was just like, even like the spelling of it, I was just like, oh yeah, it's just this. I remember when we first met, and I don't think I was following you yet on Twitch. I literally just searched your name, and I was like, oh yeah, he's right there.
Yeah,
right there.
That's so big. Yeah, that was the next point. Is I think when we're thinking about our names and stuff, this is a topic I don't really talk about. Thinking of it now, it's like a really important topic, because like if you have a name and it's got like, we'll just use my name. My name, for example, say it was Rhinolicious _996, or something like that. It's like no one's gonna find you. They're not gonna find you. They're not gonna remember your name. Rhinolicious 924. You know what I mean? A bunch of numbers, underscores, dashes. Like, that doesn't work. That's what I had originally. I was one and only underscore Rhino. It's crazy, but yeah. Now the name is important. Super super important. So with the name ChoppieStix, bro, have you like, what's your? I know you got the emotes. But like, do you got any ideas of like merch or stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I have literally a ton of ideas, and it's just I feel like I'm so behind on everything, dude. I was literally talking to my dad about this, and literally yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, you should start selling merch." I was like, "Oh shit, my dad's gonna start buying merch from me, dude." Like, I could just imagine my dad walking around with a little bandana,
Right.
drinking a ChoppieStix bandana or something. But no, I definitely want to. It's just I need to just do it, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's just also the researching part of it aspect is I need to find out more about it. In anything I ever do, I like to be prepared. Like with streaming, for example, it took me a little bit. Like I've done so much research with streaming. I've watched so many YouTube videos because it's one of those things I just don't want to. If I go into something, I don't want to fail at it. I want to be able to do the best that I could possibly do at it. If I don't make it, I don't make it, or if it's not for me, it's not for me. But that's the way I feel with merch too, is I just need to, and I know there are websites where, they'll literally handle the manufacturing, the distribution of it. You just kind of tell them how much your stock level is of whatnot, how much you want them to hold in the warehouse. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of ideas, but the biggest thing I really need to do and is get a logo. I think that's super important to me. It's just getting something that I could, put something on a hoodie, put something on a bandana.
Just
but
to
yeah,
start,
like hoodies, that's definitely something I'd want to do. Bandanas are another thing I'd want to do. And then other things, I guess, to make it a little bit more unique towards my channel is, and this is where things get a little bit more complicated. And these are really the things I'd want to start doing is literally making my own like design chopsticks. Now, who in the hell I would go to for that? I have no idea. But I think that would be some of the coolest things.
That would be lit, dude.
Literally be selling chopsticks, dude. Like literally collector, not
collectors, collector item chopsticks.
Yeah, item chopsticks. Or give them out to like my first 10 followers. That ever on Twitch. A lot of them still follow me. They still pop in all the time. Shout out to Cheese Boy. Shout out to Crazy Heist. They were some of the first that were to follow me, and it's just it. And I think I really want to do something to reward my audience. Just say a thank you to them, and that's how I felt about the emotes too. Is they spend so much time watching me. They spend so much time. I mean, god damn, there's a killer skills in my chat. He has I think 8 days worth of watch time on my channel, and I'm like, if you really think about it,
it's nuts, bro.
That's 24 hours a day for 8 days. I don't think I've even played a game for that long, so it's. Or I definitely have, but certain games
I say, bro, take it easy with that statement.
Yeah, certain games I like a lot. I haven't even played that much.
Yeah,
so it's just amazing to me, and it's something that I definitely want to reward my community with. I'm hoping maybe in about a month or two we start getting the ball rolling on something like that. Cool. But yeah, chopsticks is one thing for sure, and I also would want to get patches too. That's another big thing I want to do too. So. In karate uniforms, they always have like patches that are ironed onto the gis, right?
Yeah.
Like you usually like see an American flag right here, like a little Korean flag if you're like in Taekwondo, which I am. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and they. I would like to start making patches on like if I were to ever get on Masters on Apex, right? I would make like my own patch, right? And it would have like the Masters emblem right here, and then maybe it would have like 2 chopsticks crossed together, like right in front of it or something. Something to make it just a little more unique. Another thing is like Dark Souls. So I just got done beating Dark Souls a couple of weeks ago, and so my death count on there was like 180 times. It was like 280 times.
I was gonna say you took off 100 there, bro.
Oh, they was from my chat in here right there. Like, no, it wasn't that many. There was but having a Dark Souls patch too, and then I think stuff like that for the viewer who actually watched me go through it all, I think they would think that's cool because I would.
That's it, dude. That's actually all right. So now I understand what you're saying. I like that. I like that idea a lot. So you're gonna reward people for watching you beat Dark Souls. You're gonna reward people for watching you make it to Masters. You're gonna reward people for watching you beat Mario 64, whatever it is you're playing. I like that idea a lot, bro. So they could like start a patch collection of ChoppieStix patches.
Exactly.
I like that, bro. Exactly. I like that a lot, dude. Exactly. That's a cool idea. That's got longevity to it as well. You know what I mean? Like you could do it for the stream wise too. Like hit 100 or 150 subs. Here's a patch. 150 subs for Choppy. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea.
And obviously, some would be gifts, but and then some would be stuff that I would sell as merch too. The majority of it. So maybe if a certain group of people, I would reward with a patch or something, and then the rest, I'd make it available on like a website or some sort.
That's cool. Choppy.
Those are my ideas.
No, great ideas, bro. That's one thing about you that I enjoy when we talk. You have tremendous ideas, and they're always great to listen to. Talking about your success, though, you've only been streaming for 5 months. You are doing amazing for somebody who's only been streaming for 5 months. I honestly, I think it's your energy. I think you just put off some really good energy, like really good energy. Like your vibes are always positive. Like you don't really have any negative times in your stream. Like you're never not talking. You're never just sitting there slouched because you're having a bad day. Your energy is through the roof 24/7.
What happens sometimes?
Huh?
It happens sometimes. Sometimes it does happen.
Well, you're human.
I try not to.
You're human, bro. Like I mean, people can't expect you to be the same every day. Like it's just not how it works. I mean, as robotic as we may sound sometimes on stream, like we are people. You know what I mean? Like we are people that have emotions and have feelings, and we have days where we don't really, want to do it, but we do it anyway because we know that you guys enjoy content and stuff like that. But back to the question, you have tremendous energy, and I think that has a lot to do with your growth that you had right off the rip. I remember jumping in your stream. I was trying to explain to the chat before we started how I met you. I think let's do that real quick. So I met you on Instagram. someone spam liked each other. I think I spammed you or you spammed. I forget what it was.
I think it may have been you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
And then I went into your stream.
I honestly can't remember.
Irregardless, I went into your stream and you didn't have a cam yet. You were still streaming from your PS4. Your energy was just like through the roof. I was like, wow, this guy is ridiculous. Like, it's amazing. Like, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, what do you feel as though was your biggest reason for success off the jump? Was it your gameplay? Was it your energy? Like, what was it?
I think energy will suffice for bad gameplay. So, like I said earlier, a lot of my inspiration comes from YouTube. And the cool thing about YouTube is you can make a video, you can stream for 3 hours, right? And then you can make a 10-minute video, and you can edit it to however you want, right?
Yeah.
But whereas in Twitch, you're live 24. You're live for forever, you know. So you're streaming directly. So a YouTube video, one of the worst things you want is a dull moment, right? Especially when you start off the video, because the first 20 seconds of a YouTube video, that's where you have the chance to capture somebody.
Yep.
You know, that's usually when they make the decision whether they're going to continue watching your video or whether they're going to click off on something else. So I feel the exact same way with Twitch. Whereas if I want the experience to be where if someone and not to say, well, let me finish my point, but I want the experience for my viewers to be, if you were to jump into my stream, mid-stream or whatnot, you'd get the same experience you get from the beginning of the stream all the way to the end of the stream. And because a lot of new viewers, like I said, we already discussed how hard it is already for someone to find your channel on Twitch if you only have 5 viewers or 2 viewers or 3 viewers. And starting off, it can feel like you're talking to a brick wall sometimes, or most of the time, honestly. And it's but I think that's really, really important, is just being engaging to your audience and just being sure that you're especially if you don't have good gameplay. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've told my chat this before. I know I'm okay at Apex. Like, I know I'm pretty decent at Apex. I know I'm probably better than most people at Apex, but I'm not the best player at Apex, right? I'm not gonna be winning. I'm not gonna be winning the what's it called, the ALCS. You know, I'm not Twitch Rogue.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Not yet, he
But
says.
not yet. I'm coming for you. But I one thing that, and so, you know, as far as good gameplay goes, you know, that's not really who makes me as a streamer. It's not really what makes anybody as a streamer. And if that's what you're focused on, well, guess what? You're going to have some tough competition, because I feel like there's always going to be someone better.
There's always somebody better.
The one thing that makes me a little different, or I feel is, and this is exactly what you talked about as being unique, is just trying to express who I am as a person and who I am as a streamer. And I think the important thing about that too is just being genuine. That's the other thing too, is I don't want to, so you're just yelling all the time just to yell, just to attract people. It's like, no, that's really honestly who I am. Like, I'm just kind of a loud person. I'm always, I mean, not really loud, but I'm just really like, I just love talking, really.
No, I wouldn't say it's loud. I just think it's just positiveness just coming out of you.
Yeah.
It's electric, bro. It's great. No, it's definitely, it's something I envy, honestly. I wish I had that in my stream. I can't.
Thanks, dude.
I can't, bro. No, it's like, I don't know how you do it. like no matter how bad of a game you have, we'll talk Apex, because that's how I found you. That was your main game. But like, when I have a bad day on Apex, bro, like, you can tell in my chat, and that definitely stunts my growth. That's why I had to get off of it, like, on my stream. Like, it's like people don't enjoy me doing that. Like, I don't enjoy myself doing that. But for the fact that you can just get through those bad games and still have that energy and not let it get to your head, I envy it. Like, I envy it, because I can't do it. I can't do it. I try so hard, bro. I try so hard. It's just me personally. I can't, bro. So when I see you and I watch your streams and stuff, man, it's just like, wow, this guy's freaking nutty, dude. Like, the way he's laughing and yelling and like having fun, even though he just got ripped. Like, it's great. It's great. But
I've been told that before.
Yeah, man. Like, we've streamed together many of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a King, for example. I played with him off stream before, and he's like, dude, like, how? Like, dude, they're just. And he like made me feel like shit, dude. But he was like, dude, some days you're just getting beamed, you're just getting killed right off the. I'm like, oh, thanks, bro, thanks a lot. He's like, no, dude, like, you're just so. Like, how? Like, I'd be turning off my stream by then. And I'm like, no, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, just try to think it's, this is the dream, right?
Yes.
Like if this were to kick off, right? If this were to kick off for you, wouldn't this be like the dream? Right?
Yes.
So that's how I always kind of look at it is, I'm playing video games, and if it works out for me, then that would be goddamn amazing. So, and it would literally be a dream job. So I'm literally doing what I'm dreaming to do. I mean, I played video games since I was 4 years old. So, like it's just you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have bad streams, but I think that's one thing that I can always kind of lean back on the back of my head is I'm literally doing what I want to do. And yeah, you're not gonna be on top. I mean, damn, when I have my good days on Apex, I have my good days on Apex. Yeah. But it's but you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have bad streams, and it's just you need to, I feel like you just have to have a place you can go to where you can kind of just come out positive out of it.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a lot of way I look at my life too, is there's always negative shit you can focus on. There's always negative stuff you can focus on, and it's just really perspective and how I choose to look at things.
Yeah, for sure. So your main game when you started streaming was Apex. Now, since then, I mean, it's still one of your favorite games, I'm assuming. But since then, you've been diving into more of a variety on your schedule. With Dark Souls, I watched you beat Mario 64. Tons of stuff. Now, with that process going through your head of getting off of Apex and giving your community more different of a variety, what was it that triggered it?
Honestly, I think it's important to stream other games, but a lot of it came from me kind of getting bored of Apex. That's kind of where I was kind of getting to a place where if you're not having fun doing this, your content's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And your content's not good, then no one's going to watch you. No, at the end of the day, I've said this a million times on my channel, is if the day I don't have fun, or when I start not having fun doing this, that's whenever it's going to be over with. Because if I'm not having fun, I'm not going to have good content, and I'm not gonna. It's not going to be a success. It's just no way. I mean, especially with internet fame, how easily it can come and go. I try to be super realistic about these things, and so it's I was just getting kind of burnt out of Apex a little bit. And I was like, man, I really need to try something new. And plus, I think I want to try to just keep evolving my stream. Every month I look back and I'm just like, okay, well, what can we do, or what can I do to try to make it a more fun experience or a more amazing experience for my stream? How can I make it more unique for me? So, like I said, a lot of people, and I actually talked to Heist about this because I was super nervous about it. It's scary. It's scary starting, especially when you're getting so much success in one game.
Yep.
Scary to try to hop into something else because it's like, well, are these people going to watch it? Am I going to have an audience on this? Am I really going to grow anymore over here? Is this something that my community is going to respond well to? And luckily for me, I've gotten a lot of good reactions out of Dark Souls being probably my biggest hit. Honest to God, it's doing better than my Apex stream.
You had 35 viewers the other day when you were streaming Dark Souls.
Did. Yes, sir.
I was like, wow. And that's a game that could definitely get frustrating. You know what I mean? Like, obviously. And the fact that you can keep your energy through that, bro. It's... Yeah. I give you so many props, dude. So much props with that. So much props. Yeah, no, it could be scary. It could definitely be scary. As you know, we've talked about it. I did a whole 360 on my stream. I think this is probably the third time I've done it, but... just trying to figure out, because I love streaming. I love it, dude. I love it, and I envy people who figure it out like right off the bat. Like they can figure out what they like to stream and what they like to do on stream, and find a community that supports them around that. With me, it was Apex off the jump. I played Apex constantly, Apex, and what I didn't realize is that what you said earlier. There's always gonna be somebody better, and a lot of people that watch Apex, they're not watching it because I suck. Not that I suck. You know what I'm trying to say. They're not watching it because I die. They're watching it because they want to see crack gameplay. It's one of those games. You know what I mean? It's one of those games where they're not going to sit there and watch you after you push a team 3v1 because then you become the TTV Wraith. No one wants to watch you. You know what I mean? Unless you got like that crazy energy that you have. But then that's when you have to really decide. Like... variety is so big. It's so big, man, and it's something that it took me a while. Like I've been streaming for over a year, not affiliate for a year, but over a year. And man, it's something I wish I saw off the jump. It's something I wish I built my channel with off the jump. Like putting hobbies into it, like Pokemon's one of my biggest hobbies. Putting that into streaming. Shout out to my boy who got me back into it and gave me comfortability on streaming it and doing pack openings and stuff. Like it's stuff that it's stuff like that. Like like karate for you, like hobbies like that. Like you can do that on Twitch, bro. It doesn't always have to be what the top game is, the top battle royale is. It doesn't always have to be that. Like you can literally do anything you want on Twitch, and that's something that I didn't realize off the jump, and I'm realizing it now. And hopefully it's not too late. I don't think it is, but then someone like you got like Dark Souls, you got the Switch. You're incorporating the Switch now. I watched you beat Super Mario, stuff like that. It's extremely important variety. It's one of the tips that I'm gonna give people from here on out. If someone asks me like, yo, like I want to start streaming, what's something that you would suggest, you would tip me? This is a question I'm gonna ask you at the end. My tip would be just be variety. Just try to be a variety streamer as much as you can. Obviously you'll have your one game that you love. Like I had Apex for a while and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, you gotta be variety. Because your community's gotta be variety. You can't have the same kind of people in your community. You gotta expand it to other people too, if you ever want to grow. You know what I'm saying? So, cool.
I agree 100%.
Cool.
I would say when you first start off, you might want to get an initial base with one game, and then break off. But definitely you do eventually want to try to get other games involved for sure. I agree 110% because like you said, I'm never. Maybe, but I'm probably never ever going to be the best Apex player, right? I'm probably never going to be doing 360 snipes in the air and all this other crazy shit that some of these people are doing. So it's when you have the option, when you have these viewers who are coming to your channel, and it's like, well, do I watch this guy who's okay and he's streaming right now, or do I watch Twitch Rogue who's just beaming people and winning every single game? So obviously, if you're just there for the content, they're going to click someone else.
Right.
So I think the biggest thing really is just being unique and being true to who you are as a streamer, because I know it's pretty not corny, but it's pretty typical to say like, oh, don't ever try to be anybody but yourself. But really, that's true. That's
100%,
so true.
100%.
So true.
100%.
Because if you're doing something or if you're playing something that you don't want to play on your stream, it's gonna be obvious. It's gonna be obvious. You're not gonna be having fun, and you're not gonna have and the people watching you are gonna be able to tell. It's obvious, especially as streamers. When we go back and we rewatch our streams and we know we're having a bad day and we go back and rewatch that stream, I'm just like, oh my god.
Why would I even do? Yeah, you sit there, you're just like, what am I doing? Like, why is this my content right now? Like, this is not what I want to portray to people. I feel that. I feel that, bro.
And like I'm in the I used to work for a Panera Bread. Now I'm in the grocery business, and one thing we always tell our people or the people that work for us is that when you have a customer and they have a bad experience, then obviously they're gonna tell 10 bad people not to go to your place, right? They're gonna. Whereas if you had a good customer or someone that loves you, they're probably not gonna tell anybody, right? But they're gonna keep coming back. And the same thing is with the stream. So I view the stream as a product. Like, let's say if I work at a grocery store. This is literally, I tell my friend Smith this all the time. It's like, if I know I have a pretty good product, it really just comes down to, well, someone experiences that product for the very first time and they love it. Oh, cool. They'll come back, right? But if they're experiencing it for the very first time and you're having a bad stream that day, they're probably never going to come back, right? It's just most likely, unless someone they know happens to be like, oh, yeah, have you checked out this guy? And they're like, oh, yeah, I checked him out, but he was just okay. Oh, you really need to check him out again. And I feel like that kind of goes back to my high energy too. Is I just want to try to deliver the same experience every single time to all of my followers, because it is important. Oh, yeah. It's important to have fun.
You're doing a fantastic job, Choppy. I gotta say, very good job. All right, so when it comes to support, this is a topic I like to dive into quick with all my guests. When it comes to support, actually, I'm going to refer back to my very first episode with Gnarly and Allie. They don't stream anymore. They've had different endeavors in life come ahead of them, and they went into that journey. But they were a very successful couple streamer. And one topic that we really like to talk about was like the support we got from in real life friends and from family and stuff like that. compared to the support we get from people that we meet online and the streamers we become friends with and stuff. Now, at home, for me, my fiance supports me crazy. You know, she might not be able to be in the stream every time. She may not be able to watch every video I put on YouTube because, you know, we got kids. You know, we got people at home that we got to worry about. And thankfully, she takes care of most of that for me while I do this streaming stuff. So that to me right there, that's the most support that she could provide. But when it comes to in real life for you, did you have your friends in real life and your wife, did they support you when you started?
Right off the bat.
Cool.
Right off the bat.
That's cool.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a balance, right? Especially with my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my friends, yeah, they were 110% supportive. I mean, a lot of them. Chin Chin even tried to do it with me at first, you know, and we tried to do it a little bit together. But it's I think that's very important. Yeah, I definitely. My wife's been 110% behind me. Like I said, I do have a problem sometimes if I'm like, okay, I'll get off by 9. And next thing you know, 9 becomes 10, 10
yeah.
then yeah, it's like, okay, I thought you were getting off at 9. So it's little, I think that's also important because you don't want to ruin your personal life doing something like this. Because at the end of the day, this isn't my job. This isn't how I pay the bills. This is my hobby, right?
Yeah.
So it's, trying to stay true to my stream and my followers and everyone that watches, but also trying to stay true to my home life as well. It's probably a huge struggle, but yeah, no, support is huge. Support is huge.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I can't even imagine having, honestly, just big shout outs to Mrs. Choppy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think back to some of the people I've dated, and they never in a million goddamn years allowed me to sit in front of a computer
Right, dude.
for 5 to 8 hours a day and just hear me hollering throughout the house.
Chop, chop!
I mean, it's just, yeah, it's just, yeah, no, but huge shout outs to Mrs. Choppy for just allowing me to do this because yeah, it's cool. I mean, she knows like gaming. I've always think one of the selling points for her was I knew it could turn into something. Just had a feeling like you know, when I started, it's just like, man, this just feels right. This just feels really good. But I told her, I was like, you know, because I did. I played a lot of Apex before. You know, probably not more than 3 hours at a time, but I did. I played a lot of Apex before I started streaming. And so my biggest thing with her was already playing, you know, why not have someone watch me play?
Right.
So that was the biggest selling point. And now it's transformed into something else. And now it's amazing. And she's so supportive. She was actually on stream for the very first time. We played Among Us with a group of my friends.
Oh, cool. Cool.
But yeah, no, I think that's huge, honestly.
Yeah, it's support is crazy, and what's even crazier to me is the support you find online through people that have like-minded, ideas with content creating and streaming and stuff like that. It goes back to my biggest thing is networking and just finding people that you can relate to and you can vibe with. Obviously, you're not going to make friends with people you don't like. I mean, you might run into a couple people you don't like, and then you end up disconnecting, but. Networking is so key with support alone. But the at-home support, it's big. If you don't have at-home support, then there's really no point because you're never going to have the ability to go further if the opportunity ever presented itself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's big. That's really big. It was a struggle for me.
I agree.
Not with my fiance. My fiance always will support me, no matter what I do, no matter dumb ideas, how many dumb things I think of, or shows I have, or you know, videos I make. Like, she's always gonna support my idea. You know, she's always gonna support my chase for whatever it is I'm trying to do. You know, my parents are the same thing, but I've definitely had, you know, in real life friends. Not that they don't support me per se, but they don't support me the way I thought they would. I guess I could put it like that. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't want to say anything wrong here because I love my friends and like obviously I'm not expecting them to support me. That's not what this is about. It's more or less is I would wish they would support me a little more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we definitely get the. I get this more so from family, like than my friends. My friends are usually because I have a pretty close knit group of friends. We're all really, really close, and we all game, so we all think it's cool, right? But how about the average person that doesn't really play video games, you know? And they you kind of explain to them what you do, and like, wait, so you sit down and you play video games?
The
And
best.
it's like, oh yeah.
The best is
And they just watch you play.
right.
Video
Yep.
games. And that's and it's always kind of, it's like, you know, it is kind of, I know exactly what you mean. It's like, oh yeah, okay, well yeah, just do what you want. But you know, deep down, you can kind of get the feeling that they think it's like, oh, like you're playing video games, like, oh yeah, well you're watching basketball,
right.
you know. So
Yeah.
like, it's but no, it's I definitely get that feeling, yeah, from certain people, and it does. I try, like I said, in my life, I've always just tried to focus on the positives, and
Of course.
I'm very fortunate to have a really, really good group of friends who there's literally no drama ever between us. We always talk shit to each other. We're always laughing. I mean, a lot of my friends are, as Smith, for example. I mean, he's always in my chat all the time. You know, he's one of my mods. So, and I think is really key. And I think it's really key, as like you're saying, is just to have people you can bounce ideas off of too. So
shout out to the mods real quick. The mods, dude. The mods are insane, dude. It's the support that they provide to us, it's amazing and unexpected, you know. And when you appoint them the mod of your chat, you know, I made my fiance one, and I have another person, Michael, in my chat. She's always there, and they're always there to listen to ideas. It's so important to have that if you're like, you know, trying to take this seriously, to have those mods, because those mods are so important. You know, they listen to your ideas. They tell you if your idea sucks. They tell you if your idea needs some tampering, and even if your idea sucks, they'll let you know. You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna beat around the bush for you. So yeah, shout out to the mods, dude. Very, very unappreciated, I think, underappreciated people, especially because they sit and they watch you. You know, so yeah. All right, so more about Choppy's stream. We're hitting the hour quick here, but we started a little late, so we're gonna go a little over an hour. So I have some more questions I gotta ask you.
Sorry, dude. I talk a lot. You name one question.
No. We're good. We're happy. I'm happy about that. No, that's perfect. That's the idea of the show here. So I know that we talked about the variety thing. Have you had a game that you tried to stream that just didn't work out and you had to take it off?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely happened. Super Mario 64 wasn't a very big hit, actually.
I enjoyed it.
That one, and I thought it was funny. I would rewatch that stream and like my little "Here we go," like my little Mario voices and Toad voices. I thought it was goddamn hilarious, but it didn't translate well towards my audience. You know, another one too is Fall Guys, which honestly I still stream Fall Guys every now and then, just because I think it's a fun game to play. Because I want to stream stuff that I want to play.
Right.
You know? I think that's huge. Is try not to be dictated by what other people want you to do, but by what you want to do, because that's where you're gonna have the most fun. But yeah, Super Mario 64. I mean, going into it, I was gonna have Super Mario 64. I was gonna have Super Mario Mondays.
I know.
I was gonna have all these things for it, and it just never really came into fruition. It was just. And it's just, I was probably getting about 2 or 3 was my average on that. And at the time I was getting around 5 or 6 average. And I was like, man, like this is not something that, and I wasn't really having fun with it either. And one thing I've noticed is it's really hard for me. It doesn't come off as genuine when I replay a game with a story. Whereas if I play something for the very first time and my audience is they're able to see me experience that, then I feel like that's when I'm at my best. Whereas if I'm playing something that I played before, like Super Mario 64, I played that game probably 1,000 times when I was a kid. So I had a tough time kind of like just making it. It just didn't seem genuine to me. I was just like, oh yeah, I know what's coming up. I know, I'll probably tell a little joke right here or something that I think is funny. But yeah, no, I think that was one of the biggest things was I just really wasn't having that much fun. I guess I have not even told my chat this, but we are actually going to play Super Mario Galaxy probably in about 2 weeks on my stream for the first time.
Hey.
Get back into Mario. I've never played Mario game. I've never played that one. So I think that's always going to be a rule for myself and my stream is I need to always just kind of play a new game.
Have to.
Yeah, no,
Keep
definitely.
definitely.
I have definitely had games like that.
Choppy. What about Breath of the Wild? I know that was one of the games you talked about with me. What happened with that? Yeah, that just fell off.
That's another one. It's another one. I streamed it once, and it was just a game that beaten before.
Okay.
Other than the DLC, I've beaten the main story before, and the exciting part was, well, maybe with the new DLC, it'll feel a little different for me. Maybe it'll feel a little new. And I played it once, and it didn't get a lot of views either. But I also feel like you got to give a game a chance. Super Mario 64, I streamed it like 3 or 4 times. It just never went off the ground. Breath of the Wild, I feel like there's still an opportunity there. It's just I haven't really given it the time of day. Plus, with Dark Souls being such a hit on my stream, it's hard to I don't want to abandon my Apex crowd, right? But I also don't want to abandon my Dark Souls crowd. And here I am coming in with a new game, and I'm trying to organize my personal life. So it just seems like there's not enough days in the week or enough hours in the day to stream everything we want to stream. So I'm like, well, I feel like I need to just focus on one, like Dark Souls 2. I need to just beat this first. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Is just I'm understanding that, and I'm realizing that, because it is hard to play one game, another game, and just trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're able to do it, then
right. All props.
Go ahead.
For sure.
Yeah, all props. Yeah. But it's just I stream already 5. I mean, my streams usually last for anywhere from 4 to 9 hours whenever I stream. So it's like, I could cut a game in half and do it here, but I just don't like doing that, because then it's I feel like I don't know. I get in the mindset to play this game, and then when I switch over to a different one, I just have to change my entire mindset over. But yeah, sense. No, Breath of the Wild was one where I just didn't really get a lot of. Just wasn't having that much fun.
Cool.
That's the biggest thing.
Crazy, yeah. I'm trying to do the Switch as well. We were talking about before the show. I'm having some issues. I'll have to look into it later on, because Pokemon Snap comes out in February, and I need to play that on stream, because I love Pokemon Snap, dude. Did you played it right when you were a kid? Like that,
hell yeah, I played it, bro.
They got a new one coming out, bro, and I'm gonna go absolutely insane with it. I love it. I love Pokemon Snap, but
I'll be watching. I'll be tuning in.
No, of course, of course. So we all have a favorite memory. It hasn't been so long for you or me really, but there's that one time that always kind of like stands out for me. It was raising all that money for St. Jude's. It's a recent one. You know what I mean? Like, but it's either that or my first ever event I had when I raised money for autism. Like, just doing good. It's always a good memory for me. Now for you, what can you say is your best memory right now? Your most memorable memory, like most gave you the best feeling, I should say. There you go.
I would say. Oh man, that's a tough one. The first thing, I guess I'll go with the first thing that came into my head, was beating Dark Souls 1. That was a big one. That was a big one, because it was just really enjoyed that game. That game was actually a recommendation from the real Sten. He watches my streams. Yeah. You played with Sten before.
Yeah. And
it was literally just going to be kind of a gag game. I played it on Halloween. I'm like, oh, it'll be funny, a scary game. They could watch me die a lot. And I actually ended up falling in love with the game. And I just remember beating it, and just how hard, oh my God, just how hard that game was, and how it really just felt like a group event. And just to have like the same people that helped me get through and gave me advice and everything, and just being able to have them there whenever I beat it, it just was like just such a calm feel. Like, yes, I did it. I got through it finally. Oh my God. But no, that's probably one of the first memories. Best memories for sure. Another one was honestly just starting off streaming and just seeing like, oh wow, like people enjoy watching me, and then just having that, just I never take that for granted ever. Right. To this day, it's like you dedicate your time. Time is a valuable thing, but it's just for them to stay in your stream and watch you. I mean, it's just that brightens my day all the time.
Oh, for sure, dude. It's still mind-boggling that people like to look at my face and play video games. Like, it still baffles me, bro. Like, so, all right. So, you have any? What's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of here? Rituals. You have any rituals you do before you start your stream? Like for me, I need to do a certain thing before I start streaming. I have like a certain pattern I do. When I come home from work, I change into my PJs. After I wash up a little bit, I change into my PJs. I sit down with my kids and my fiance for a couple minutes. I hop on my computer. I listen to some fire music. I do a couple other things on the side that we won't talk about in the stream, and then we get rocking. Is there something that you do?
Yeah, I would say music's a big one. I usually the music I play on my streams is usually the music I listen to. Like usually like some crazy upbeat electro type techno type shit is usually what I listen to, and it's just like something to get me just hype and just like oh hell yeah, because like you said that's my biggest thing on the stream is like just high energy, right? So
Yeah.
I just try to put myself in that place. Another thing too is with streaming as ChoppieStix, I do feel like it is who I am, right? But to a degree, it is kind of like a character also that I play, right? Obviously I'm not running around my job saying
You're not? Damn, come on, man! What the hell? When I go to Texas, dude, and I'm going to your bakery. I don't want to see you run around that place with chopsticks, yelling "chop chop" at your workers, bro. Because I need that. I need that in my life. I need a video. That's content right there, Choppy. Go to your work and start yelling at people and put it on TikTok. Because I need that. I need that in my life.
I actually have some ideas on that too. I'll get back to it, but I'll say it now before I forget. But you know how Dr. Disrespect, bro, whenever he goes to events and shit, and he goes in like his full getup, right?
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn, he's even wearing his headphones. He's going out.
He's
nuts. It's the most hilarious thing. One of the funniest goddamn pictures I've ever seen in my life is there's a Warriors game. And Steph Curry is shooting free throws. And there is this 6'2" man in the background. It's Dr. Disrespect and the mullet and everything. He's just watching the game in his full getup. I'm like, bro, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna start going to Rockets games in my goddamn karate outfit, yelling chop chop at the free throw line. Chop chop, you're gonna miss that shit. Chop chop. Like, that is the plan 1,000,000% for me. But no, that's definitely gonna happen.
That's hilarious. To
get back to your question, I'm sorry because I sidetracked it. Is what are things that I do? Is like I said before, this is kind of a character, right? This isn't really who. Yeah, I'm not yelling chop chop at the grocery store, right? So one thing that I gain inspiration from is I think from any kind of entertainer, whether it be Lady Gaga or Kanye West or Michael Jackson, is everyone kind of has like a little, even yourself, right? You have a little persona of who you are on stream. And one thing I always go to is, I know this is super weird, but it's Super Bowl performances. Has anyone seen the Michael Jackson Super Bowl performance where he pops up on one screen, right? And then he pops up over here, and then he just jumps out from the middle of the stage and he just stands there for like a good 2 minutes and like just lets the audience soak it in. And it's just like who he is, and it's just so captivating to me. It's like, man, this guy has so much self-confidence on who he is that this man just stood 2 minutes on stage at the Super Bowl, one of the biggest events ever, and then all of a sudden he's just standing there, right? And like he looks around, and then the crowd goes crazy, and it's just, or Lady Gaga, that's another one. Just to be able to hop into that person and just be that person 100% who they are, and that's what I want to do.
And they own it too.
Own it exactly, and that's exactly. It goes back to having your own brand and being unique, and that's how I feel when I step into this area, when I step into this zone. This is Choppy's dojo, and I am ChoppieStix, and this is who I am. So I want to perform at that hype level, and I want to be able to be a good entertainer, and I want to be able to give my people something to watch because they're dedicating that time to watch me. So. That's how I view it. That's something I do. I listen to hype music, and sometimes I'll listen to like these little YouTube motivational videos. But I always think of like Lady Gaga, dude. Like whenever she performs, dude, she's just so into it.
You're right, though. You're right. You're 100%, dude. 100%.
That's exactly how I want to be. When I step in, nothing else matters. I'm just over here doing my thing, and I'm hype about it. And that's where that's honestly where I've gained a lot of inspiration.
I mean, if you look at any of these entertainers or any of these big time streamers and stuff, they all have that ability to own what they are and who they are. And that, I think, is probably one of the most challenging things when it comes to putting your face on Twitch or on YouTube or on anything, is owning what you are as a brand and what you are as your persona, what you're trying to present to people. You have to accept the fact that there are going to be people who are going to hate on you. You're going to be people who aren't going to like it. But honestly, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, straight up. I don't even care. Like, just fuck them. And recently I've had problems with that, bro. And it's been troubling to me mentally. And it drove me off the deep, crazy. I was crazy on Twitter the other day. I don't know if anybody's seen it. But it was bad. But honestly, dude, like, what you just said there, and like the things that I was listening to and stuff like that, that's, as blunt as that sounds, it's honestly just fuck them. You know what I mean? Because it's about you, and it's about what you want to do, and and if you can own that, you're gonna find so much more success. So I think that's why your success, going back to what we were talking about, has been so great. It's so rapid and and consistent. It's because you own what you are and you own your ideas, and that's what's up, bro. Because I mean, when it comes down to your ideas, bro, the biggest person that needs to accept those ideas and back those ideas is yourself. And if you can't back your own ideas or back your own what you're trying to deliver to your community and to your new viewers, then it's never gonna work. So. Yeah, props to you, and it's something that I need to personally work on myself. I think I'm still just mentally adapting to the fact that I'm doing this and enjoying it. I don't think I want to accept it yet. You know what I mean? Like, I think my mind is just like, oh, you don't want to do this. People are looking at you and doing stuff like that. I think it's just having that self-confidence you're talking about, like Michael Jackson or like Lady Gaga or any of these big-time performers is huge. It's so big. So it's a good point.
You figure they know who they are,
right?
And they know that they know how to be, and that's, I feel, because that's what we are, right? We are entertainers, right? We're internet-tainers, right? So, obviously we're not performing on the Super Bowl stage, we're not Ninja, right? But it definitely, there is a correlation to that. There is. And so you can definitely get influence from that. And going back to what you're saying about those kind of comments too, because I get them quite a bit. I used to get them a lot on Instagram, a lot. And it did used to bother me. It got to a point where really, you just have to understand that your content isn't going to be for everybody. It's not. It's not going to be. You're not going to attract everybody, right? Not everyone's going to like your stuff, but the people that do, they're going to be very appreciative of what you do, and you just can't let those little trolls just get into your head, because then you're going to start second guessing every goddamn thing you do. Like I still get comments on. Certain pages still they steal my videos and they post them on Instagram. They don't give me credit, and I find them sometimes. But still, I see these people and they're like, "Who the hell is this guy? Why is he so hyped?" Like, "Oh, calm down, bro." There was one time where I won 5 games in a row, and I even said, "Oh, that's the 5th one in a row." And I had like 12 kills in an Apex game, and he goes, "Oh, why is this guy so hyped? It's just pubs." And I'm like, "Oh my god, bro. You're just so salty, man.
It's just pubs."
Like I'm just like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like,
oh
shit, you look. Like, but it's just like it's not. It's one thing too. It's like these people that watch your videos they're looking for the best gameplay, the best highlight, right? But for me, that's not what it's about. It's me. I'm trying to perform. I'm trying to deliver an experience to my viewers, not just the best play of the day.
Hell yeah.
Some shit like that.
Good point, Choppy. Good point. All right, so we're nearing the end of the show here. I got a couple more questions, but before I do that, should we give a quick shout out to everybody in chat right now? Sorry I don't respond while we're in the show. I just I like to give my full attention to the guest. So if you do pop in, do know that I do see it and I do appreciate you being here. And continue to support this idea of Delicious Sunday Coffee. We're on episode I think of the 18th guest I've had. It's pretty insane. This idea started from me laying in bed at midnight to what it is now. So I appreciate everybody who came by today. Make sure to ask any questions. When we get to the end of the show, there'll be a Curious Viewers. That's when you guys can ask Choppy or me any questions you like, as long as they're not personal and I don't deem them appropriate. I will just skip over them. But feel free to ask anything you want. And with that said, I'm going to wrap it up here with my questions. I got 2 here.
Thank y'all to everybody. Everyone that's here. Just thank y'all so much. This is awesome. Awesome to see. So just thank y'all.
So what's your favorite kind of content to make? Like, and let me elaborate on that question a little bit before you answer. Is it like kills? Is it funny moments? Is it like a montage of kills? Is it like a really good game that you have? Stuff like that.
Funny moments, by far, are my favorite. My favorite things to post are funny moments for sure.
I wish it was easier. Sorry, go ahead.
You are right. It is hard to find those moments because it's not like whenever we're going through our videos or whatnot, and we're like, when we go and edit, we're rewatching our stream, we don't have time, especially if it's a 6-hour stream. I don't have time to sit down and watch it for 6 hours. So what I would end up doing, like if I'm playing Apex, I look at the kill feed, right? And as soon as I get a kill, I see it pop up. I'm like, oh, okay, what did that kill look like? And I'll go back and I'll look at it. Whereas funny moments, you're just gonna have to watch the whole goddamn thing unless you do timestamps on your stream, which I never remember to do those.
Right.
Things,
well, because that's what's the thing about funny moments is it's so genuine. You know what I mean? Like it just happens. And you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh shit, I gotta mark this, because then it looks like it's fake. You know what I mean? Like you're faking
Exactly.
it. But yeah, no, I feel you. I love posting funny clips, bro. I get lucky sometimes, and I remember to go back, and I know where they are, and I'll clip them. But no, it's hard to do the funny clips. It's hard. It's hard. And then
Yeah, by far.
and then I got what is one tip that you would give a streamer that would come up to you and be like, hey Choppy, I'm new to streaming. Do you have any tips for me? And what would you say?
Biggest thing is honestly just be yourself and be genuine. I mean, that's the biggest thing because, like I said, you're probably never gonna be the best Apex player. You're probably never gonna be the best COD player. You're never gonna be the best, but you will be. I know it's so cheesy to say, but it's so goddamn true.
Yeah.
It's just be who yourself is. You know. I mean, here I am. I'm a goddamn karate video game streamer who named his stream off of a restaurant. You
Hey,
know,
bro.
like it's not, like, and that's just literally who I am. You know, growing up, I was always that Asian karate kid. There was probably like 3 Asian kids in my school, and I was one of them. And like, it was just one of those things where I just, you know, I just accepted, and I'm this guy, you know. So just be who you are, because that's always going to attract. That's always going to attract people. And then focus on your content. That's the other big thing too. Focus on your content. That's the biggest thing, because you know, if you're popping out 8-hour streams and you're like, oh, how come I'm not getting viewers? It's like, well, have you rewatched your stream? You know, what about, you know, what, and just try to be unique and try to be true to who you are. That to me is the best thing, because you can get shout outs all day. I mean, goddamn, Tim the Tap Man. I was watching a stream the other day and someone asked for a shout out, and he literally said, and I was like, this is so true. Is yeah, you can get a shout out from Tim the Tap Man, right? And you'd be like, oh, I made it. You know, you'd probably get an instant boost out of followers, but you're not going to retain those people if you're not putting out a good product.
Right.
So you have to make sure that you're doing everything you can. And that doesn't mean getting all the fancy lights. That doesn't mean buying all this crazy equipment. That's not at all what any of that means. What it means is just being an entertainer, because that's literally really what this is just trying to make it entertaining and just focusing. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people, when they get into streaming, they think it's about, oh, you know, I'm just gonna, and I think honestly I kind of thought that too. You know, I didn't really understand the community aspect of Twitch, and what an amazing surprise that was, because I love my community.
Yeah.
Just love it. And I think you can speak for that too, Rhino. It's
Of
just
course.
the amazing people that we meet along the way. But no, and here I am off tracking again. But the biggest thing really is just to focus on being who you are as a streamer, because you're never going to be the best Twitch rogue, the best whoever, the best ninja, Tim the Tap Man, but you will be the best you can be as a streamer. So
I love that.
that's important.
I love that, dude. You're gonna be the best that you make yourself to be too. You know what I mean? Like you gotta. I love that topic we had about owning yourself, bro. Like you need to own yourself. That's something that I'm gonna look back on now, and really like focus on myself, because it's something I struggle with for sure. It's 100%. So I think if I from here on out, networking is always one of my things. That's how I meet all these amazing people, and like yourself and like my past 17 guests. But like, it doesn't matter if you don't own what you are and what your brand is, because no one's gonna buy into something you don't buy into yourself. So that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. So I appreciate that tip too.
When I first started streaming, or when I first got my camera, you know, it really, I swear to God, it wasn't my idea to do this. It wasn't my idea.
That was one of my questions, dude. I forgot all about that. You had a premiere for your
No,
camera.
you're good.
You had the whole thing. You had like a huge build up for Choppy's Dojo. Let's talk about that real quick.
Like a week, I teased it.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick, dude. I love that idea. You didn't just pop your face on the thing. You made people like anticipate it, and I loved that. That was awesome. That was one of the things when I first found you. That was one of the things that was going on, and I myself was intrigued. I didn't really know you yet. I didn't really talk to you. I didn't play any games with you yet. I was just chilling in your streams every once in a while. But when I saw you post on Instagram about the dojo, like the showing the belts, you showed the sword, you showed just stuff like that. I didn't understand what you were doing. I was like, wait a minute, like what's going on? Like why is he showing me karate belts? What's going on here? And I was like, oh, I get it. He's showing me what's going to be on the camera with him. So then, you know, you built it perfectly. And like explain me that. Like what was it that triggered that in your mind to like do that? Because it's such a good idea. It's such a good idea. Because usually the only people who usually do that are like, you know what? I'm not going to say that. Let's. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, go with what you were going to say. Go with what you were going to say. My bad.
Oh no, it was so basically it was literally I was talking a lot to actually. It's funny, a work colleague of mine, and I was telling him what I'm doing, and we're actually really, really good friends. And he was talking to me, and I was telling him about the hobby that I'm getting into and how it's growing pretty quickly, and how I'm eventually going to get a face camera, but I'm nervous. And he literally he was like, you know what I would watch, and I think that's big, is people who don't even watch streaming. If they like your content, I think you'll get anybody to watch it. So I really was listening to him. I was like, okay, yeah, what would you watch? What would you watch, Mark? His name's Mark. And he was like,
Shut up, Mark.
Dude, if you were to get in your karate outfit and just start going crazy on there on camera and you had your belts and stuff on and every time you wore a gi, that would be amazing. And I was like, I'm not doing that. You know how embarrassing that is?
Nah.
It's really, I was like, hell no. The very first time I heard that idea, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. That's embarrassing, dude. I'm not doing it. And then he's really big in business. And I've learned so much from this man, really. He's really an inspiration in my life. And he was like, no, think about it, dude. You know, if you're streaming and you know you have highlights, you know, no one's gonna, you know, okay, yeah, you're playing the game, but then you have this other guy. He's like, dude, you gotta watch this guy. He's funny. He has a personality. He wears a karate getup. He's like, whoa, what? He wears karate getup. He's like, yeah, he wears a karate getup. You gotta check him out. And when he said that, I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued because I'm all about being who I am and being unique and being personal. Because I'm very big in karate. You know, I'm not big as in I have a big name because I don't, but very big as in I love martial arts, and like Jackie Chan is like a hero of mine, and Bruce Lee. But it was but that's kind of how it started. And then I thought about it for a couple of days and I called him back and I was like, you know what, Mark, I really think I'm gonna do it. I really do. But if I do it, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna be this person because no one's gonna want to see shy Choppy who's just, oh hey, how's it going, everybody? You know, no one's gonna want to see that. You're gonna have to own your brand. You're gonna have to own who you are going to be. So after that, and then I literally, as I was like started thinking about it more and more about it and the ideas about it, I started just to love it even more. And I was just like, you know what? I really think this is a good idea. I started researching. I started looking up karate streamer. I swear to God, I researched it for like 4 hours. I couldn't find one person who's doing this. And I was just like, you know what? I really think this is a good idea. I think it's original. And I think it's a good play on like old YouTube too. Whereas it's kind of, you know, old YouTube, it really wasn't like a professional environment, right? It was kind of just like anybody with a camera could do it. So I kind of played on that a lot too. Is I just, you know, a lot of these things that are in my background are things that I have at home. You know, it's just stuff that I had. I didn't buy any of this stuff for the stream other than this bamboo, because my play on that was I'm dying so much in Dark Souls. I need a little bit of luck in my life, so I bought the lucky bamboo, bro. But no, that's literally how it started, and I think some of the best ideas I've ever, or my streams ever had, has come from listening to people who actually know me and actually watch my stream or my community.
Yeah. Yep. Nah, shout out to you for that, dude. Great. I loved that. I loved it, honestly. I was intrigued. I didn't even know you yet, so it worked. Whatever you did worked.
Thanks.
Yeah. But anybody in chat have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat now. We're ending here on the show. We got our raid set up. Choppy, do you have anybody you want to raid before I do this?
No, I don't have anybody on.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right. I got somebody I'm gonna raid.
I'm looking at it right now.
We've raided her before. She's doing pack openings for Pokemon. I'm trying to get her to be a guest on my show. Her and her boyfriend. They do pack open. I really want to get a Pokemon person on my show. Smith wants to know Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Any day of the week. Any day. Sorry if I get hate for that, but nah.
Okay.
Bruce Lee. All the way.
All right. So on that, I guess that's the only question. On that, I just want to say thank you again to Choppy for being a guest today. I really appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all the hard work you put into your streams and your ideas and letting me bounce them off to you from time to time. And Among Us Mondays, bro. That's another thing. I really appreciate you being a part of that too. It's gonna be fun. It's a fun little ride we've been on, dude. Yeah. Great group of people we've built to play Among Us with one another. I've asked them that before. Yeah. Can't wait to chop tomorrow. Michael in the chat. No, but it's fun. Among Us is fun. It's a fun little thing we do Among Us Mondays. So if you're in here, Choppy plays with us on Mondays. Definitely check it out. Him and like 8 other streamers I think we got now. So it's a good time. But we're gonna drop a raid here on Jessie Cake and her boyfriend, Danny Cake, I think his name is. They don't stream together, only on Sunday mornings, but they do pack openings. They're cool, really cool people. Yo, Choppy, thank you for the sub, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank
No
you.
problem,
Thank
bro.
you, dude.
Oh yeah, and be sure y'all support my boy Rhino
Thank you,
for
bro.
hosting me and everything, guys.
Always,
Awesome,
bro.
I love
Always welcome on the show or in my stream or anything we do, bro. I always look forward to working with you. And everybody that's in the chat, man, thank you for supporting the show, man. The show is something that I've had thoughts about, and it's just kind of, it's here now, and I'm gonna ride this thing till it's until it's dead. I don't think it'll ever die. It's a very good idea, so I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna take Choppy's advice and own my idea. So if you're in here, come join us with the raid. We're gonna go raid Jesse Kicks. He's opening Pokemon cards. Drop the Zard vibes if you got the emote. Drop that Zard vibe in the chat for her. Let her know Rhino sent you. And I will see everybody later on today. We open some Pokemon cards. I love y'all. Good night. Good morning, dude. I just said good night, dude. Holy shit.